Chapter 5, Mayday Parade. Time slows around you as your gaze locks on your sister and the growing pool of blood surrounding her. Des? Des! Mouth open, she tries to form words, but as you start to rush towards her, the killer steps closer, dragging her attention back to their looming frame. Tell your sister goodbye, Sam. No. Try to get to Destiny. Threaten the killer. Your hands ball and your fists at your side. You're not going to get away with this. I'll make you pay. No, you won't. They take another menacing step forward, and fear seizes your heart. Because you're going to die screaming. Just like her. Why? Why are you doing this? She doesn't deserve this. Oh, please. Let's not pretend like you two were attached at the hip. Hell, until you opened that door, you thought she was me. She's my sister and... Wait. Your mind reels as you struggle to keep up. How do you know that? I only said that downstairs. Instead of answering, the killer takes another step toward you, hefting the knife in their hand. Sam! A gurgled croak distracts the killer, and as your eyes land on your sister's graying face, you see the quiet acceptance in her eyes. Run! You stagger back, the open doorway at your back. We may not have gotten along in life, but I can't leave Des to die alone. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot a heavy metal lamp within your reach, and the window of the killer's back catches your attention. Go toe-to-toe with the killer, and get one final moment with your sister. Prepare to fight. For your right to party. Grab the table lamp off the nightstand, raising it against the killer as they stalk towards you. Back off. The killer pauses, giving you an opening to strike. Tap the killer to choose where you'd like to attack. Oh, well, if that's the case, the head. You unscrew the lampshade, shove it down hard over the killer's head. The metal prongs break with the impact, catching the mask and digging into the back of their head. They're stabbing me, and I can't see. Convenient. Don't worry, as long as you can feel, this ass whooping's gonna go just fine. You charge the killer, and for the first time all night, you don't feel fear. Rage is all that flows through you. You hoist the lamp's body up high over your shoulder and bring it down hard on his head. Ah! The bulb shatters against what you guess is their temple, and glass rains down on the bedroom floor, crunching onto the killer's knees as they fall to the floor. We may not have always gotten along, but she was mine. And she was all I had left. As you advance on the killer, they take a moment to rip the lampshade just in time for a well-placed knee to rocket into their mask, forcing them back towards the window. You muscle them further into the room, your feet slipping on Destiny's blood. Hold on, Des, I'm coming. Her gaze finds yours, and for a moment you wonder if you spoke out loud, only to be forced back to the task at hand as the killer shoves you away hard. I'm gonna enjoy making you suffer. The killer lunges at you frantically, and you have a choice for shoulder or chest. Chest. When in doubt, aim for center mass. You arc the base of the lamp at their chest, and the momentum of their movement against the force of your swing creates a big hit. At once, all the air rushes out of the lungs, and even with the mask, you can tell the killer is struggling to find their next breath. You feel that burning, choking feeling, the desperation of wishing air would make it to your lungs. That's a fragment of what you did to her. The killer tucks themselves in, and you bring the lamp down hard, reveling in the dull thud as it makes the base contact with their back. Take that, you psycho. Now get the hell out. You shove them against the window, sailing out into the darkness, falling with a crunch to the ground below. Without so much as a look to see where they landed, you rush over to your sister's body. Yes, can you hear me? You cradle her head in your lap, choking back a sob as she lets out a ragged breath, her eyes landing on you. Sam, you came for me. Always. As your tears soak your sister's face, she doesn't react, and you notice her fading. Destiny, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything. There's recognition in her eyes, and for one moment she moves her hand to cover yours, squeezing it softly. Forgive me? Of course. Tears blur your vision as the last of life fades from her eyes. You close them gently with your fingers. You gently lower her head to the ground and head for the window, only to find the ground below empty. You look around, but the killer is nowhere to be found. And you know if you're going to save your friends, you won't be able to do it from here. Don't worry, Des. I won't let them hurt anyone else. With a heavy heart, you cross to the door, allowing yourself one last glance at your sister's body before running out the door. Guys, run! They got Destiny! You don't wait for a response before racing towards the door, flinging it open, heading out into the night. You don't look back, the sound of hurrying feet behind you, both encouraging and terrifying. But when you finally stop for a breath, only your confused friends are all huddled around you. Is everyone here? Yeah, what's going on? The killer was in the house. They got Destiny. She's gone. Oh, what? Oh, God. If they're bold enough to hunt us in the security of our homes, we're definitely not safe out here. We have to keep moving. No, we should stay and fight back. We can't just let them pick us off and do nothing about it. Lucky. We can't face them without a plan. I want to make them pay as much as you do, but right now, we aren't prepared for a fight. Tyson's right. Let's get somewhere safe so we can actually think this through. What is there to think through? We run back in there, surround them, make that son of a beach pay. And the last thing we need right now is someone else getting hurt. Let's just get out of here. I'm not running away from that loser. Lucky, please. When the time is right, I promise we'll give them exactly what they deserve, just not right now. You watch as the strongest woman you know fights against every desire to protect the one she loves before giving in. Fine, let's go. You lead your friends down the road at a fast jog, heading towards town. Wait, do you guys hear that? You listen and hear the sounds of a crowd in the distance. It's just the terror festivities. The attendees are wilder than ever this year. All the better to hide us in, come on. You head down the road towards the center of town, and suddenly the Terror Fest celebrations spring to life right in front of you. Whoa, this is a bigger crowd than I expected. Well, and the parade's starting. What should we do? We stick together and try to blend in with the crowd. How? Everyone here is dressed like they're ready for a murder charge. You scan the area and spy a tent not far away, full of Stabby Joe costumes. But when you get closer, you notice that they've all been doctored to be sexy. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Are we down that bad as a society that we're romanticizing serial killers now? We have been for a while. Women, cosplays, Freddy Krueger, you know. I don't know, some of this is so bad it's actually kind of good. Grabs a costume and holds it up to your frame, coaxing a hard-won smile to tug at your lips. At least if I had the mask, no one will know it's me. You don the ridiculous outfit and mask before standing back arms wide for your friends to judge. Well, what do you think? If I were a killer, I know I wouldn't stab you. Even though you look like the personification of I'm too sexy for this shirt. The two of them burst out in laughter, and you whip your head back and forth between them. Oh, screw you. This protection. Ty is with me, right? Yeah, slay. The laughter only gets louder, and you turn your back to rifle through the stag. Make fun if you want, but just grab something, because... But before the words are even out of your mouth, something at the corner of your vision draws your attention. Incoming. Your friends are already gone, having stolen away into the security of the crowd. I guess that's everyone for themselves. I better get moving. You start to push your way deeper into the crowd when a high-pitched whistle catches your attention. Oh no. You stop to look around for the source of the noise, and icy dread creeps down your spine. At about 50 yards away, you see the masked figure open their arms to hug a young festival goer, only for a blood stain to blossom across the back of the man's shirt. The man's screams are swallowed by the noise of the crowd. As he slumps to the ground, no one notices, even though the killer straightens and heads directly for you. Don't react. Hide in the crowd, try to run. Hide in the crowd. You drop down, squatting on the ground and pretending to look for something you dropped. There are too many people here to assume they recognize me. I just have to stay calm and do my best to blend in. You do your best to stay out of sight as you peek in the killer's direction and catch a glimpse of them heading just to your left. Looks like they'd lost me in the crowd. Keeping low enough to be mostly obscured, you shuffle closer to the parade floats to your right, avoiding the killer's path. I need to find some way to get a lot of distance between us and fast. As you get close to the street, you start to see a parade float passing by, each one showcasing Stabby Joe in a different, horrific pose. If I could get on one of those floats, I could hide and move at the same time, but I'd have to run out into the open to catch one, and it would be pretty easy for the killer to spot me. Catch a parade float. I'll never move fast enough and stay hidden on the ground. I have to risk it. A float featuring Stabby Joe victims comes into view. You squeeze your way into the front of the crowd, running out to catch it. You dash around the back of the float and climb up, tucking yourself behind a papier-mâché corpse. Made it. You peek out around the side of it just in time for a masked figure to spot you. What are you doing here? Your screams quiet as you realize it's not that masked figure. The sexy Joe float was like third in line. Oh, yeah, I fell off. I didn't want to try and catch it, so I just got a ride with you guys. Is that okay? Yeah, I guess. Just try and stay hidden or you'll confuse people. Perfect, thanks. You turn back to check the killer's position and find them headed right for your float. Immediately you jump down, jogging to keep up with the float until you can duck back into the crowd. They're too close. I need to move faster. If I can just get out of this crowd. Screams sound behind you, and you make out the words dead and stabbed. They must have found the bodies. Now might be the time to run. Up ahead, you notice a curve in the parade route. In the other direction is the Terror Fest Carnival. Break off from the crowd. You break off the float, pushing your way through the agitated crowd towards the carnival. Maybe if I can get to the rides, I can hide in one of the empty trailers. But you can practically feel a pair of eyes on you, and when you look back, you see them. No. I did one misstep. As you turn to run, the shots get louder, people start running in all directions, someone slams in your back hard, knocking you to the ground. You manage to keep your distance. Suddenly, someone grabs your arm tight, and you fight back with everything you've got. Let go of me, you... until a familiar voice meets your ear. Sam, it's me. We need to take a ride to the station. Detective Porter brings you back to the station to identify Destiny's body. And as you wait alone in the morgue, the adrenaline finally starts to fade and exhaustion takes over. I've seen so much violence and death today already, but somehow this part is so much worse than any of it. This just feels so real. Yeah, we didn't tell the detective, hey look, there's a killer right behind me and there's bodies at the carnival. Before you can dwell too long, you're pulled out of your feelings by a pinging sound. Sounds like a text alert, but my phone's always on silent. The ping sounds again, and you look around for the source. I think it's coming from that table in the corner. You go over to investigate and find a plastic evidence bag of Destiny's personal items, a necklace, pair of earrings, lip gloss, and her phone. Des's phone. Maybe there's something in there that will help me figure out what's going on. Could you answer the damn thing already or silence it? I'll look at her messages. You open her text and look at the top messages. Below your group thread is a conversation with someone simply labeled backpack. I'm assuming that's a backpack. Just a backpack emoji? You open the text thread and start to scroll. I can't wait to put my tongue in your... Oh, okay. Ew, backpack is definitely the person she said she was seeing. You quickly exit the thread. Today has been brutal, but I draw the line at reading my sister's texts. Before you get the chance to look at any others, you hear footsteps outside the door. Quickly you slip the phone into your back pocket as a pale woman enters the room, nodding solemnly to you. Thank you for coming down, Miss Carpenter. I know this has been a difficult night for you. Do ya? Difficult is the understatement of the century, but I had to come. Are you ready to ID the body? As I'll ever be, I guess. The coroner nods and gently pulls back the sheet, covering the body on the table. That's my sister. That's Destiny. As horrible it is to see her ashen, cut-up body lying on the table, you're relieved to find you can still picture her as she was, alive, healthy, and happy. I know it's not much consolation, but she didn't suffer. Yeah, being stabbed to death, you know. Sure she didn't. The cut on her neck was deep. She would have bled out quickly and just faded away, like falling asleep. Okay. Well, murder is murder in my eyes of the law. The judge isn't going to care how quickly she died. When we catch whoever did this, the psycho's going away for good. I'm sorry, Miss Carpenter, but there's no one to catch. What do you mean? As much as I hate to say this, Destiny's death has been ruled an accident. Okay. Alright. What? But look at her. How could she possibly have been accidentally stabbed herself to death? Coroner looks down at her feet, obvious shame flushing her cheeks. She knows this was no accident. She doesn't seem happy about it either. I'll bet the mayor got to her too. You lower your voice to a loud whisper. Is Mayor Jackson making you do this? The coroner looks up at you wide-eyed. She doesn't say anything, but the look is all you need to convince yourself that you're right. Thank you. You head for the door, frustration burning in your chest. That psycho had better get ready, because I'm not letting them get away with this. Before you can even get clear, the more doors, a familiar voice calls your name in the hallway. Sam! Over here! Bex, hey, what are you doing here? I'm sorry to hear about your sister's death. Oh, sure, a few hours ago you accused my sister of murder. Now you show up offering your condolences? Hey, listen, you did too, shut up. Just leave me alone. I understand, but we both know that if we don't get to the bottom of it, nobody will. And our best chance of doing that is work together. Well, she's right about one thing. The police definitely aren't going to be any help. Detective Porter wouldn't even hear me out when I told him the killer was a Stabby Joe copycat. He bought your choice for a moment more, and then... Okay, but what do you need me for? Well, it's pretty convenient that there's been 2 murders in 2 days, and both the victims have been in your friend group. So, you think we're being targeted by who? That's the most scandalous part. I don't know why, but I think it's one of your own, and I want you to find out for sure. Okay, but why? Are you so interested? 2 murders in 2 days is news enough, but the fact the story is being buried on purpose, that's something else altogether. My money's on the killer being your kid, and if I can stop corruption and a murderer all in 2 birds with one very heavy stone. But aren't you scared Mayor Jackson finding out what you're up to if she's this desperate to keep the murderers quiet? I didn't become a journalist to report the news politicians want me to report. My job is to tell the truth, no matter how inconvenient it is for people in power, and not letting a small-town mayor get in the way of that. All I want to do is ask them some questions, try to work out if any of them are involved in anything that could have caused your sister or Alan's death. None of them had anything to do with Destiny being murdered. They all loved her. Maybe, but you'd be surprised how easily you can get mixed up in something you never planned to. With the sun threatening to crest the horizon outside, you think back over the last 24 hours and how definitely your life has changed. I guess that's true. I'm telling you, now that they've ruled her death an accident, working together is our best hope of finding the real killer. Are you in? Max reaches her hand for you to shake, and you take it in, just as her words sink in. Wait, how did you know her death was ruled an accident? The coroner and I were the only ones in the room for that conversation. I have eyes and ears everywhere, the better to catch your sister's killer with, my dear. Warily, you give her hand a shake, and as you let go, you hear Zare's voice calling your name. Sam, there you are. You turn and let out a relieved breath when you see Lucky, Tyson, and Coda following them. I believe that's my cue. I'll be in touch. As she turns to go, your friends approach you with suspicious eyes. Who was that? Oh, she was just looking for the emergency room. I'm just glad you guys are okay. I was worried when we got separated in the parade. Yeah, 1 second we were all together, and the next the killer was there. I've never run so fast. Or maybe that's just what the killer would say. I should find out what they were doing during our time apart. I'll ask what everyone saw. Did anybody see anything leading up to all the chaos? Well, basically nothing. I was stuck in the crowd the whole time, and we were packed pretty close together. I definitely saw someone fall. I thought they just tripped or something, but the screaming started pretty soon after, so maybe they were all one of the victims. I saw the killer stab a girl. The guy she was with started yelling and trying to stop the bleeding, but I didn't see much after everyone crowded around. Okay, what about... Wait, Lucky, you saw someone dying and didn't do anything to help? That's pretty cold. Easy for you to say. What were you doing to help? I didn't get there until later, long after everything went to hell, and by then it was too late anyway. As your friend's voices raise, you realize you're not getting anywhere in Sigh. Guys, let's take a break and a breath. We're all tired and grieving. Destiny was a big part of our group. Let's be real. Destiny was the group. She's the only reason we're all friends. Whoa. What are you trying to say? She died and now we're not friends anymore? Were we ever? Because she's only been gone a few hours and I start to feel like it's all falling apart. For a moment, silence falls over you as you all bask in quiet agreement, and then... I don't know whether we have been friends without Des, or if it's just a way she can bring us together again, even now. How? Do you guys remember back in our senior year when she got student council to plan a sunrise send-off for us a few days before graduation? Oh yeah, that was sweet. Even though we were all super hungover for the rest of the day. Well, what if we go back to Burnt Hill and give Destiny a send-off? Just the 5 of us. That would be a nice way to honor her and the friendships she left us with. Ah, the colors are full. It's a great idea. I think we should do it. I agree. Let's say a proper goodbye. The 5 of you make your way to the top of Burnt Hill, the highest point on the island. Wow. I don't think I've been up here since our senior year. Me neither. It looks the same. Here, I grab this. Felt like something Destiny would do. Coda pulls out a bottle of tequila and passes it around. Good call. Oh yeah, Destiny was a tequila girl through and through. Destiny was the one who took me to my first party. She got me to do tequila shots and then dragged me up on the table to dance with her. It actually ended up being fun. I never would have done it without her. She did love an elevated surface. Yeah, but there was more to her than partying. She really helped me get through coming out to my family. My mom was so caught up in what it would mean for her, a re-election. She never actually saw me. Destiny would show up at the house at all hours, and we'd just drive around for hours and talk. She was really a good listener. Wow, I guess I never really got to know that side of her. She was always good at cheering people up too. Remember how she'd kidnap us when we go to movies during midterms and finals? Honestly, I think her making me relax a little got me a better grade. As the group nod their agreement, you feel the weight of silence weigh on you. I guess it's my turn. I remember how things always seemed to work out for her. She could spend all night partying, then ace a presentation she hadn't prepared for her at all the next day. I mean, even her LA plans. How did she turn those silly tick clock dance videos into a Hollywood career? I just thought it was luck. But honestly, it seems like her talent was just making people love her. You take the bottle from Tyson and drink, ignoring the burn in your throat. For all she did for us, I always felt like she never let herself rely on anyone completely. I can't blame her. I spent a lot of time assuming the worst from her. I mean, even the original Sunrise standoff idea, I was so mad at her for it. I assumed she just did it so she could force me and the juniors on student council to get up early and to set everything up and then clean up after. Lucky starts giggling next to you. She did. Destiny may be gone, but there's no need to water down how wild she was. Remember what happened after the send-off? The cliff, she cliff jumped right off the edge of the cliff and hooked up with the quarterback. That's right. I guess this happy memorial wasn't really her style. Come on. Des wouldn't want us to standing around here being sad. She'd want us to do what she can't. Live. You're right. You put the bottle down and pull your shirt over your head. Let's honor her by doing something she would do. I say we jump. Please? Woohoo! That's more like it. Yeah, why not? The rest of her group starts to undress, tossing their clothes into the pile with yours. I'll jump with... I like Tyson. Why not? Grab Tyson's hand. Jump with me? I'd love to. The two of you lead the group to the edge of the cliff. Okay, 1, 2, 3. You and Tyson jump side by side, the rush of the sea air giving you way to the icy water as you plunge into the ocean below. You let go of his hand as you push yourself to the surface, gasping for breath, and seconds later Tyson pops up next to you. Holy crap! I'm freezing. You want to get out? I thought maybe we could sneak off for a bit and... warm up a little. Sure, why not? Yeah, definitely. I'm pretty sure there's a dock over there behind those trees. Want to go check it out? Sounds good. You swim with Tyson back towards the shore in the adrenaline and icy water, clearing your head. Holy crap. I've never been this cold. Me neither. You know, the best way to warm up is... Before he can finish, you close the distance between you and slide your arms around his waist, pressing close to his chest. With body heat, Tyson hesitates for a moment and wraps his arms around your shoulders and resting his chin on your head. That's definitely better, but I'm still freezing. You let go just enough to look up at him. Tyson's eyes flicker down your lips. Me too. Any idea what we could try instead? I have a theory, but I'll need your help to prove it. Way ahead of you. Without preamble, you lean up to kiss him, your lips soft against his as he kisses you back shyly first and then harder. See where it goes. Such is life. You let your thumbs rub circles on his hip bones as you kiss. His hands travel down to your waist. You're so cold. Tyson wraps one arm around your waist, pulling you flush against him and bringing the others up to touch your chest. You hum against his mouth, enjoying his gentle touches on your skin until you find the willpower to pull back. We should probably go find our clothes. Yeah, now that we've proven my theory. You can't hide your smile as you watch his face flush. Before we get back to the others, I just want to say that I know this next period is going to be hard, but I'll always be there for you if you need me. I'm not the only one who lost her tie. I'm here for you too. I know, it's just Destiny told me once that she was worried about you, you know? After everything your parents put you through. She knew she had the better end of it, and she felt like the effects of it. I feel like she'd want someone to check in on you. I didn't know she thought that about it. Thank you. I'm really glad you told me. You share a quick hug before you hear Zayr's voice behind you. There you guys are. We've been looking all over for you. But as your friends flock over to join you, your phone buzzes and you retrieve it to see. I've got good news and bad news. Good news, no need to interrogate your friends. I think I know who killed your sister. Okay, I have a question. If we haven't found her clothes yet, how the hell do we have a phone on us? A wave of relief washes over you and you let out a shaky breath. Also, how did she get her number? Thank God. But it freezes and it tears. The images load on the screen of a room covered in Savvy Joe posters, masks, and paraphernalia. Oh my God, that's Coda's bedroom. As you stare at the screen, mouth open wide, a final text comes through. Bad news. I'm pretty sure you're hanging out with him right now. How would you know? Seriously. I don't know. Without further ado, thanks for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down. Plenty of things to do. Check out ways to support and whatnot. There's also a join in thanks feature that's up on the channel. So, what do you guys think? Right. Who do you think it is? Let me know in the comments. I don't know. Listen, when it comes to things like this, I sus everyone. Seriously. When it comes to like Scream, right? I sussed everyone. I don't leave anyone out, and I don't trust anyone. So that's my issues. Putting my foot forward. I do like how, I okay, I'm just gonna call it. I do like just a little, getting close with someone, and it's little tiny little bits, especially when the whole story focuses on the point, right? And I get that, but something tells me that this is going to go the way of Scream. Something tells me this is going to go the way of Scream. The reason why I say that is, remember in Scream that she had her card, right? Her V card, until she slept with literally the killer, right? If you haven't watched Scream, listen, I don't know what to tell you. It's like a 20-year-old movie at this point. Not really spoilers. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, so she not really spoilers past like a year after release, okay? Let's be honest. So she slept with a killer. Why do I feel like that's going in this this angle? Right? Like, we're gonna have the choice to have these feelings, lose the V card, which is ironically, the initial, scope of this. And if you remember Scream, too, and the whole party and everything, yeah, no, she was gonna lose it then, too, and there was drama about it, and, yeah, no. I swear to God, if this is a copycat of that, I'm gonna be mad, but we'll see. We'll see. Something tells me, also, I'll close with this. Something tells me this book will end around chapter, I'll just go with 15 to 16. In all honesty. 15 to 16. So, we'll see. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Catch you all later. Peace out.